Hi everybody, we're coming to you from GRASSMEN HQ. Look who has joined us today. We have Sam. I'm just going to say Disco, sure,
No,
Disco.
fine.
And Nick. Now, you won't have seen Nick's face in the Frederick's DVD, but you know the wee bit where everybody's mouth opened wide when they seen the big 9RX driving? That's what Nick does. So you guys are, is this the right way to word this? You guys are basically home to reset the visa?
Pretty much, yeah. Travelling around, visiting,
So
relaxing.
everybody here plans basically to go back?
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens, I suppose, but
Yeah.
more than likely, I guess.
More than that. So, and if I've got this,
Make committal.
Well, I say that every year, so.
but we know
so do I.
from watching the DVD, you know, that Sam, you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
8 worked. It's been
8
10
worked,
years
10
since
years
I
she
first come,
first
yeah.
went. You guys 4 done, heading towards your 5th, yeah?
Yep.
So, but there's a difference between you two guys. Obviously, Disco, you've moved up, you know, as Lance talked about, you've moved up now to, I suppose, like, I'm going to call it a crew foreman. Is that the right
Whatever
sort of?
you wanna
We'll,
call it, I
we'll
guess.
have to give it some,
Yeah, okay.
a crew foreman.
Yeah.
You did the harvest only, but for
1 year. So I came the same year as Disco, and then
realised you
Got-
couldn't work with Disco at all.
no, it wasn't like that at all. And there was a job opportunity on the farm, so I
So,
showed willingness and wanted to do it. So
but that's where you're different.
yeah,
You are
on the farm
basically
all the time.
full time on the farm.
Yeah.
So you don't isn't so, except when you do your own harvest, you don't see
If-
harvest.
If they're like behind with harvest, there tends to be a combine in Oldham, so we get the opportunity to jump on it and cut our own crops. So until these guys get here and
Can I
If-
ask
if-
one?
show us how it's done.
If we get there.
Did you get to cart any corn or grain with the 9RX?
The grain, I didn't personally, but because I was in the combine, but we did have the RX on the tracked grain cart.
Is it needed?
For the wheat harvest, it was. We wouldn't have.
But I noticed when I was out, you guys run two, I'm going to call them two supersized tractors. You run the 9RX, which is the 520.
Yep.
Why is that, Sam? Why the 520? Why not the big one?
That's the best on the resale, I guess. That's what they can get rid of.
Same principle as the combines
Same as the
applied
deal,
right
yeah.
into the
It's
farming.
the biggest one they do with a 13.5 before you go to Cummins.
They like the 13.5 John Deere engine. Is that because it's easier to work at? They know it better?
I guess so.
Possibly.
They haven't had the Cummins out for that long, but not
there
in a
was
Deere, but still a Cummins.
There was a
I guess.
wheel tractor there as well.
Yeah, we have a 9470
So-
wheeled one.
I noticed you weren't driving it.
Yeah.
Nick's very protective of his tracks.
Yeah.
He doesn't like wheels.
Yeah. I really don't like wheels.
But seriously, like, you know, this is the first tractor John Deere has really come out with as an alternative to the Case Quad Track. I think we're not trying to, is it worth it? Like, is it so much better? Because, I mean, you're 9,470. Okay, you have an extra few horsepower there. But is it really that much better than the tyre technology that's on the go today?
Some say yes, some say no. I say tracks are better. I mean, you don't get, well, I mean, you do get a little bit of track slip, but you don't get, like, wheel slip, you know? It's just,
They're pretty
most
good,
of your
aren't they?
power is on the ground, and your footprint's just so big too, especially in the wet, and, I mean, for the bits of equipment we're pulling too, it's just, you need the power and
Tires
the
have come
traction.
a long way
Yeah.
since tracks
Yeah,
came out,
well,
because they've
yeah.
had to, haven't they?
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
they're not.
Stuart was telling me last night that in the Colorado stop you were down a couple of thousand acres. Not down a couple of thousand acres sounds big, but when it was 18,000 acres like last year, it was down a couple of thousand acres, but it yielded the same. Or something
but
along
I
those
guess
lines.
I'm pretty sure we're
higher
similar.
yields. So
Higher yields.
higher yields this year than last year. So bushels wise, it probably would have been.
I'm
round
pretty sure
about
we're
the
similar
same.
on bushels.
Yeah.
So yield per acre, you know, it's about the same amount of grain.
Like our
I'll have to
best
look
field
again.
there this year, 80 bushels an acre, which is that's crazy for that kind of area. For the
what
desert,
What's that? Is that a ton and a half?
I
the
don't know,
acre?
tons.
Oh, can't get a calculator out.
Just under. It would be just under. Would be a ton and a half. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Is it not 50 something bushel to the? You talk about 60 pounds,
It's 27 kilos.
60 pounds a bushel.
60 pounds a
27
bushel,
kilos.
which is
60
divided
times 80.
I need a calculator.
4,800
Yeah,
Pounds.
pounds.
divided by 2.2.
2 and a bit.
Oh, 2 and a bit ton. Bragger. Oh, that is good.
That's
going for you
unheard of.
guys.
If you just get the rain at the right time.
That was
all it
that was
needs.
like the first field we started in. And we just like ran out of trucks like straight away.
Instantly.
And
Furthest all.
is that whenever you were saying to us, like it's one of the first years that you've been running the 770 combine, which is the smaller engine combine, but you're running all the big gear on it. If I'm trying to maybe, like a big 40-foot header, you noticed this year, there was times you were saying you could have used more power, whereas
Yeah, we were.
normally you're running around looking for grain. Is that a fair comment?
We struggled a few times there with power. Yeah.
You'd have made a 780 work with
Yeah.
40 foot in time.
But both you two, if I've got this right, both you two get the step off a 770 in the fall.
I
Yous
do
both
for a little bit, yeah.
yous get upgraded to a 780, which is a fall combine.
Mm-hmm.
This blows my mind. So there's 10 770s run up until the fall. Then there's 4 new ones come after that. So technically,
Yeah.
Frederick's put 14 new combines through their hands during a calendar year.
Yeah.
Somewhere
we
around
don't-
there, yeah.
We can't run 14 at the same time, When we go into the fall, we're only running, 4 or 5, I guess.
You're half
Oh,
as
I
many
guess so,
combines,
maybe.
aren't
Yeah.
And a lot of them are spares, not spares, but they're parked. I go to Walsh, and for the most part, you just run 2 at a time, but we'll probably have 4 combines there.
But you're coming up into that 780 now. When we were looking at the little bit of corn on your own farm, whenever I myself was over, it was a 770
Yeah.
running a 12-row head. But you're stepping up because you stepped out of that,
Well,
and behind the scenes, off the camera, you were like, "Oh my!"
And that was
You were
some
like,
step
it
down, yeah.
unloads slower.
Yeah.
It's only a wee head, and I'm sitting going, "This is awesome. This is massive."
Yeah, 12 though looks awful small when you get from a
Mm-hmm.
16.
Wow.
But the farm can't. I mean, you cope with 116, but normally a 12 is enough for the auger. It's a good match for the auger, 1 combine, 1 grain cart,
Yeah.
a couple of trucks or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like,
Otherwise it's too much. 16 row.
it's just, I don't know. I was trying to explain it, and people were asking me like Stuart, I'm just going to just go, you went out 4 years ago, you were an extremely quiet, you admitted this, shy sort of an operator.
Yeah.
But obviously you could drive, well you can drive. I mean, you showed me up on the on the Kenworth. Not that was going to be hard to do, but like I have a video on my phone, and we're going to show you Super Slick Stew. In and out in his half gears and everything. I think that's exactly how I worded it in the article I wrote for the magazine. Getting a master class here. Apparently I wasn't good enough. So he's staring through a bag of soup. Good man. 4 years all the way from Bonnie, Scotland, loving life. Mastering the eating, making me feel bad. I thought I was doing well too. But at least I got a little bit of my own back when I got you an Eva Rose today.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah, but it's all in what you know. But so you've 4 years complete. I say you've moved up, and we've seen from the DVD, Lance was, saying himself that in the first year he didn't think you'd be where you are today. So you're one of the guys that he talks about. You get from it what you make of it.
Yeah.
So obviously you've enjoyed it and worked hard, and you've now moved up into that. And you're probably going to go back for your 5th year. I know you like to get home. You like working at home as well, because you
Alright,
farm
yep.
at home as well.
Yep. Yeah, we do.
But it's a wee bit different scale.
A little bit. Yeah, this year I was trying to figure it out. Hard to tell when you jump between combines. 12,000 acres I think I caught this year. So just myself, like.
On one combine.
Well, there's a few different combines, but
Oh, you had the 770 and then
well, I
the
kept jumping
780.
back and forth. Yeah.
But in the DVD, if I'm right, the DVD you're number 5.
5. Yeah.
That was 5 every time we seen number 5. Now, we didn't get to video you much during the DVD when we were out videoing, because I mean it's fair to say we can't show any pictures of it, but you were running some prototype gear with John Deere.
We had a couple of headers, yeah.
Yeah, and that, some guys have been asking in the DVD, and that's a very valid point. How come sometimes we're only seeing maybe 4 and 5? you know, if they own 10, these guys are extremely well liked with John Deere. So they were running prototype machines like headers and stuff. So they had to go off camera. That was basically the bottom line, because they're not even at the stage where the limited production build, where you know, you can see them and then launch them at a certain time. So it's obviously a good sign whenever used guys are always being used by John Deere, because that means obviously John Deere have their eye on you as well, if that makes any sense.
They want to get as many hours on as possible, and we can normally do that. We've got 400 hours a piece or something.
A little bit over, I think they were, weren't they?
Yeah.
So we managed to get the hours that's what they wanted.
So and obviously they have their new combine coming. I'm assuming you've got to look at it somewhere in the past time where you have a wee bit of a look.
I think I saw one in the distance. The guy.
I've never seen one,
but I never got close to one.
You tried one with the tracks this year. Now we couldn't focus in on that again on the DVD simply because it was one of the ones that John Deere had picked to run with one of these prototype headers. Track machine.
No, you ran it last year. We actually had it last year, and you ran it a lot last year.
Yeah, I did 800 acres of it last year, and I did our first stop in Oklahoma with it this year. And in the mud, it was fantastic.
Like completely
machine.
But had you any wheeled combines like struggling, and you were just
yeah. The wheels would go as far as they could go, back out, and I'd go in and go through it.
Those big duals would go an awful long way.
They would as well, yeah. But still, they would still pack with mud in the centre of the dual wheels. And
you took a track machine at the farm.
Yeah, we so a company in Iowa, I think they do literally, you can take off your dual wheels of your combine and bolt on a track onto your final drive.
So you literally straight on with a set of tracks.
Yeah, so then that combine went to Oklahoma and helped Sam out, Renfo, and then we had it come back to the farm and we cut on the farm with it.
So, because
it was unbelievably wet this year.
The farm, so you do all the planting.
Yeah,
and we had dinner last night with James Mackay, so everybody in the GRASSMEN knows who James Mackay is, and I'd asked you the simple question: what was the most acres you would have drilled typically in a day? And you were like
632.
632 acres drilled in a day.
Square mile.
and James is like, why? That would be my spring season. But it's the scale of it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a lot of swamp. But one thing I noticed from the DVD, and I'm sure a lot of viewers that are looking from over here, when you look down from a drone shot, say when you're out in Colorado, you notice there's big spacing between, like to us that's crazy. We would have it so tight and it would tiller out nice and thick. Is there a reason why that there's so much spacing between the crops? Or
there's less moisture.
Yeah.
You can't plant the population.
I can't support the population.
No.
It would be on 4 inch here, wouldn't we? 100 mil, whatever.
Yeah. So our stuff on the farm, our wheat is on 7.5 inches, and then like in Colorado it'd probably be 10 or 12.
It was 10 or 12 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can see when you have a straight downward shot, it's very spacey, like you can see it. But a lot of what you're doing at the farm, you run a lot of pivots.
Yeah.
So they're a quarter of them. What are they?
I've got to think about this. How
yeah,
long?
Yeah,
they're a quarter of a mile.
Yeah. 120 acres under pivots, a quarter of a mile long.
Yeah, and we got 24.
Can have to a lot of pivots now.
Is there much maintenance in a pivot? Like, is that part of your job?
Yeah, that's part of my job. So from the end of, probably from the second week, or the end of the first week of July to the beginning of August, those pivots run non-stop. Irrigating the corn and the beans. And if they break down, you have to go and fix them.
They tell them. They tell them that they broke down. They just get a ding on the phone. You can control them with your phone.
So we have an app, and it has the list of all the pivots, and then it tells you like it's stopped.
Number 3, I need help.
Yeah,
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And normally it's a wheel or a tire that's come off the bead and it digs a hole. Or
but it's not just straightforward, because we watched a field of cotton, and that's something else I want to mention. But we watched a field of cotton getting sprayed. It was getting sprayed off with bulb opener.
Yeah.
To encourage it to open up the bulb for harvesting. And he was actually up against the wire, but so he's driving around this circle. He's coming up to the pivot. He's getting out. He's having to start the pivot. So he'll go off. So typically he'll go off and spray that half circle, and by the time he has that half circle finished spraying, the pivot should have moved enough
Yeah.
for him to go in and spray the other half circle. It's not just straightforward. I know it's 122 acres, but you're having to attack it like it's 261 or two, you know what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of that thinking really helps you because where you leave the pivot,
Yeah.
you need to think about where you leave the pivot for the next guy.
So normally, before we come into strip till in the spring, so that's before we plant.
You'll have to do the same.
You have it like 20 degrees off, and then you switch it the other way, 20 degrees off, so you can get your headlands too. And then what I do is leave it walking, because Zach will spray it over the rows when he sprays like pre-plant herbicide.
It's crazy. Do you use combine many pivots?
Corn.
You do a lot of corn
Plains,
pivots.
Walsh, and Lexington. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because in Colorado it was just
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
flat,
No
flat,
pivots
flat.
there, but they don't have the water for it. So
Don't
For
have
harvest,
or aren't allowed.
I don't know. Like it is a desert.
Both. It's a
That
desert.
I think it's
so-
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
They also have rattlesnakes.
Yeah, they do have rats.
Yeah.
Dirty rotten.
Connor found one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor found one of those videos. He also
Makes
found
me
a
shiver
rabbit.
every time.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Do you remember the rabbit?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have it recorded somewhere. What is that? So you're home now basically for Christmas. So it's everybody has left Alden. So Frederick's HQ is emptied now. Basically, it's basically family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lance and Drew will ultimately take their seat at their desk and work a lot of stuff out. They'll do a lot of figures and calculations, and I suppose now's the time when they'll be trading or
There's a lot
Doing
of
their
office
deals?
work to do now, yeah. I mean, a lot of them for next year, I guess, already done as far as machinery goes, but there's still tons of...
when will you have to go back out again?
Oh, that'll be after the 15th of Feb, end of February.
Nice, you've 2 months to take it home. That basically
Give
minimum.
or take, yeah. By the time I got stuff around and had enough of a break
You'll
and
head
drank
out
enough
on an
tea,
H2 visa. You were telling me the way it works
H2A,
this
yeah.
time. H2A.
we'll all be on H2A.
So a first year basically, or a new person goes out on a J1 visa, and then you can get help doing that.
And the J1's an internship visa through...
And you're going to be, you're all going to be at Lama.
Yeah.
And Boss Man himself's coming.
He is.
Lance is coming over to Lama. So, you know, if you watch this space, folks, we're going to set up a few times on the GRASSMEN stand where these guys are going to hang about. There are other stands there as well, like, and you know, that do help encourage and get people in, but be here for advice or whatever. But once you do 1 year in a J1 visa,
Yeah.
a returner goes on what they call an H2 visa. So you'll all hopefully go back out in an H2 visa.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
H2A, yeah.
Well, do you have to keep going till you can live there? Like, because you've done 10 years now.
And
basically.
H2A doesn't count for anything.
Just 10 months.
I'll do this for the rest of my life, as long as Lance will give me a job. It's a bad thought.
He must like you, alright. He's had you this long.
I don't know.
I'm
Keep
not
finding
sure
a way.
how-
He's actually never asked me to go back, you know. I
I'm
should
going-
probably ask him.
I'm going to tell you everything you need to watch now, because I know Paddy, Thomas Murphy, he's knifing you in the back there.
I'm
You're
sure
not
he is,
looking,
aye.
he's looking out to take your job.
And it is, yeah. He'll have to kick Lance out my seat first, won't he? Stealing my desk.
But now you're all happy to head out, looking forward to getting out.
Get out of the cold, aye.
You're cold.
Oh,
You see, this is the thing I can't understand. What's the temperature when you left?
Minus 16.
Minus 16. We're sitting here, it's like +1 or 2 in Ballymena, and these guys are froze.
Yeah, but I just go from the house to a pickup and to a desk.
Like
Yeah,
you're
don't do
shivering.
much, I'm freezing,
You're
man.
shivering, but it's minus 16 out there. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
get
but
this.
you just don't go outside, I guess. Well, not for very
Yeah, we
long.
have a heated workshop, so.
A heated
Well, this is a heated workshop as well. We'll have to start
the
all the
heat was on.
tractors.
You won't feel it after a while.
But it is. I mean, their workshop is. We noticed that when we were out. It's absolutely awesome. It's all heated, underfloor heating and all that there type of stuff. So
It's so cheap to heat. I'm pretty sure I worked out that it costs the same to heat that shop, or for the year that it does to use to heat my house at home. It's dirt cheap. Electricity is for nothing, and natural gas. It's way cheap out there, so it's just on all the time.
it's crazy.
When you open the door,
Well-
you see the heat pouring out.
I'm not going to hold you back much more because we're going to go and do a wee bit of sightseeing today whenever I have you up the length of the beautiful Northern Ireland. But did you enjoy being a part of the film we made this year? Yeah.
Yeah, it was good fun.
and Lance made it onto the front cover. Look,
He did. Lance made it on the front cover and his lunchbox.
and his lunchbox.
He's well proud of his
This is
lunchbox.
the bit of the joke. There's a lunchbox in here. It says actually humongous.
It's massive, yeah. And he needs three people to get the zip undone.
And Lance is tiny.
It's all I can do to get it up the step.
And at Lama we'll organise some, but at Lama we'll organise a few times. You come around the stand. If people want to come and have a wee chin wag about it and that, we'll be more than happy to
We'll be
answer the
wandering
questions.
around.
You'll be wandering about and that's. But look, folks, and if you haven't got the film yet, you've two choices: physical DVD, or you can get it through the website and stream it, download it, have it forever, whatever way you want to operate. Do recommend you do it because the Fredericks guys, it's a pretty slick operation, and between the farming side of what they do and the harvesting side of what they do, it kind of blows my mind. And they've guns. I love the guns. But anyway, thanks guys for calling into HQ. Well, I think we need. I think we need to go to the whiskey distillery, Bushmills. Sure, it's the world's oldest whiskey
Are
distillery.
you driving?
Of course I'm driving.